over the important stuff. Good morning to all of you. I hope you're having a blessed, honored, a privileged, a spectacular start to your Sunday morning, as we don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ here. In about an hour, I'm going to be logging off. I'll probably log off at about 10:35, 10:40, because I'm going to go to church. So we'll be on for about an hour today. Going to go to church from here, and then I got some work to do outside, and then I got a special day tonight. So I don't know if I'm going to do a live tonight, and there's for good reason. We have a senior in the house, Michaela, and her graduation's today, so we'll have her graduation ceremony tonight at 7 p.m. They don't have it at the palace or anything, or at like any big venue. It's at one of the churches right by my house, actually. I can walk there. It's like within a 5-minute walk. But there's only like 94 people in the Clawson High School senior class. So she's graduating tonight. She gets to, walk across the stage. So that'll be a bittersweet moment. I've been around Michaela since she was 7. She moved in with me with her mom and her, at the time, 1-year-old sister Scarlett, before my son was born. And we've been together almost 12 years now. And stepdad. But watching them grow up is kind of hard. And seeing her graduate tonight's going to be it's going to be interesting. And then when she goes to school next year, it's going to be bittersweet. Or later this year, because she's going on campus in the honors program at Western. So she'll be in Kalamazoo, so it's going to be weird not, we're moving on. She's going to college, Scarlett's going to middle school, and our son, Tommy, is going into elementary, so big progression going into next year. We're very proud. She was an honor student. She was, she's got a couple different things. She's got the tassel. She had a grade point average that was pretty close. That was, I think, 3.6 something. But she was she used to do a lot of volunteering. She was on the varsity tennis team, so she's got a lot of accolades too going in. So very good up here. So that'll be good tonight. But here, let me say hi to everybody. Shane, good morning. Cowabunga, welcome in. Big Dog, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So, with your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And I know it's your first month, because that's my face superimposed on there. I kid you not. I kid you not, nor would I. Arichi, along with Frankie Fresh, thank you both for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Good morning to you, Arichi. Says, good morning, just out here making hay this morning. Excellent. Excellent. I got to do some work outside after church. I was working in my melon garden yesterday, so I have watermelon. Julie, what did I put in yesterday? Honeydew? Yeah, honeydew melon. And then I have pumpkin in there as well. And the pumpkins, the flower, or not the flower, but the actual plant is starting to get pretty big now as it's growing up its next stages. Julie, what did I do? Did I put a honeydew melon in yesterday? Yeah, that's what I thought. 4 of them, yeah. I figured he would. He was up last night, Julie, until almost 4. So, so yeah, I was up with my son until about 4 o'clock, but we had a great night. And I guess what made it better is I was watching the NBA playoff game, and I seen a very big, I look for anomalies at halftime, and I seen players scoring, like Karl Anthony Towns was at 8, Halliburton was at 8, and Neinhart, whatever the hell his name is, he was only at 4 points. And I put a $124 bet and it turned into just over 1,000. So, that's just those simple things. You watch the analytics in the NBA when things just aren't adding up. So Halliburton, if anybody was watching the game last night, that like 40-foot three took for no reason with like 35 seconds left when they were already up by 17. That 3-pointer by Halliburton was $1,000 three. FYI. It was the last part of my 3-leg parlay. So there's that. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor, along with Man and His Dog. Good morning to you, friend, and thanks for being a very trusted mod, Jorge. I'm so honored and privileged. Good morning. Florida Attorney, welcome in. Oh, awesome to see attorneys in the house, too. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Got such a wide audience here. We'll try to figure out what happened with the escrow dump as well, because there's not a lot of news about it. on February, you see the news when I got listed to BITUNIX Algorand. Very much on there, so pay attention to BITUNIX. Sir Smokeslot, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Bigfoot's in here. Top of the morning to you, sir. Or Beast. I don't know what to call you. Like I said before, we had a sighting of you just like a week and a half ago. 2 people are convinced they seen you. So it's pretty interesting, just like not too far from where I live. Me too, I love Bigfoot too. In fact, I have Yeti pants that Julie buys me every year. Yeti pajama pants. Kid you not? It's a tradition. Although I did rip one of them. The whole front of them gone. When my son was not feeling good last Friday, when we were up in Grand Rapids, when I picked him up out of the bed, I had to squat so far down that it goes whoosh, and you know, the whole Johnson was right there on display. Good thing everybody else was sleeping. But yeah, it was interesting. So those pants are no more, and I like those. Those are the blue ones. Let's see. Kat, I have your message. I was actually gonna pull it up. I have it. Whoops. I have it sitting right here. Oh, and as far as for the web hosting, we talked about the website. We'll get into that and stuff like that. But I did. Where's Kat's? I did secure my. I told you guys I was working on this, and like just to prove that or not. But that's how much it costs for my dedicated hosting for my website for 5 years. So I dropped $2,628 on that venture, so that we're gonna have a website like you've never seen for XRP. It's gonna be awesome. It's almost done. Been working on it for just over 4 weeks. But it's an idea I've had for a while. So this is Kat. She shared this for XLM. And I believe she's on point because I have a similar setting here where I believe XLM could come down just under 20 cents if it had to hold. But it's having the back test right now. So whether or not we have to come down and we drag down or not, I think that there's a lot of validity here. She shows the only thing I would change here, Kat. The only thing I would change here is I would change it out of being in a 4th wave. And I would say the 1st wave would actually be up to where the 3rd wave is. So where it shows the 2nd to 3rd, I think that's the 1st to 2nd. And I actually think the 2nd to 3rd is the correct, or wait a minute. Up to 1, it should only be from 1. So the 1 should be to the top. And then I think the 2nd wave right now is the corrective where. And I think we're only in a 2nd corrective as to where yours shows a 4th wave. I think this should show a 2nd wave. Let me do something real quick. Let me save this. Actually here, I can do this easier. I'll just take a screenshot because then I can write over the top of it real quick. So okay, so the only thing that I would really change is right here. I would say this is wave 1, so cross this out, cross this out. This is wave 1 up to here. And wave 2, I think, is happening right now. Would anybody agree or disagree with me that I think we're in a 2nd wave instead of being in a 4th wave? It's the only thing I see that I would differentiate. This is a fantastic chart right here. This is fantastic. It's got the Fibonacci retracements. It's got a nice setup on the back test of a falling channel, which is a very bullish consolidation. The breakout is there. It's showing the back test. The only thing I would argue is that we're in a 2nd wave instead of a 4th. Okay, Frankie, good. So I see some of you that agree as well. But can we agree that that's a fantastic chart that she's sharing with us? That's amazing. So I appreciate that so much. That's a great chart. And like if you guys can send me stuff, that's why I love this tablet. I can write myself, do what I got to do on here, even if you send me something. So I think it's great that we can balance this. So I'm going to keep that up. And let's go to my chart real quick on XLM, because I think that's an excellent chart. It's an excellent chart. And like she's got it in the channel. The only difference between how she has it and I have it is I've got it going back into like a descending almost fashion, but it does open up. I just went from a slightly different variation. And the only difference is that hers looks like a falling and mine looks like a descending triangle. But look at where the support structures will end up. We'll end up here at the back end if we go all the way into the apex, and you're going to end up Let's just say we go to the apex, because I believe we have a bear flag set up. I just believe we're going down to these correction points. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. I've been saying it for 2 weeks. Don't fear this drop. And that's why in the title today I said XRP is a drop below $2 unavoidable. And it should have, and I just said after Ripple releases 1 billion XRP tokens from Escrow, it has nothing to do with the escrow dump, aside from the fact, like I said yesterday, you would see appreciation I talked about during the live yesterday leading into the escrow dump, and then you would see price pullback leading into the re-lockup phase, because you get top dollar on the sale, and then when you re-lock up and buy them back, because that's what I think is going on here. And everybody can disagree, agree with me. I think what happens here in this phase for XRP is we have, and we'll talk about XLM, but we have the, okay, with the little price appreciation after drops maybe, but we go to the top dollar of the day, and then they sell the 1 billion into the market. They say they don't, but it gets released one way or the other, and I think it gets released some way, somehow. And then when they buy them back, they're getting an even cheaper price from where they've sold it. So now the differential is how they make their money. So let's say they drop 1 billion. And it's $2 and here, let's do this together. It's $2.20. So 1 billion tokens. That's 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion times, oh, let's say $2.20 like yesterday. That's wait a minute, what is that? 2.2 billion, 2 billion, 200 million. Yeah, 2.2 billion, right? Now, if they lock up, right, they need to lock up 600 million. So remember, there's 2.2 billion. So now they have 600 million that they got to buy back because they're locking up, right? Whoops. Yeah, because they're locking up. Now times that by, now we see it at $2, and let's just say it's at $2.13. That's 1.278 million. Or wait a minute, 1,278 million. So 1.278 billion. So you minus that from the 2.2 billion, right? They had 2.2 billion. That's a $922 million differential. Oh, is that, no, that's not right. Because it can't be off of the total. It would have to be, why would it be 2.2 million? Oh yeah, because 2.2 billion. Oh yeah. So it's like a $900 million differential, and you've got 600 million locked up. So 600 million, I think this would be the best way, times 220 would be 1.32 million. And then you do, so that's 1.32 million. And then you do it by 213. So right there, there's already, just on 600,000 tokens, if you're relocking them back up, even on that differential, you're talking a decent amount. So 1.33 million. I just like doing stuff like this because then it gives me an understanding. So you've got the 220 times 600 million minus, it was like 1,200,000 and what was it? We'll say 290. Wait a minute, did I go too far? I think I did. I'm thinking so deep into this that, so 1,320,000,000, so 1.32 billion, I mean, minus that 1.29 billion or whatever it was. That's what I mean. There's $30 million in profit. It doesn't seem like a lot, but just by that 7-cent differential on 600 million, look at that, 42 million. Okay, so you're doing the total, but you see what I'm saying here? You see what I'm saying, right? I think all of you do. Oh, share about your chart? You can do it right now in real time. Here, let me share it. Just send it here to Strut. And let me type it in. Rugali. But that's what I mean. That's how they can get quick money every month. So when people ask me, why does Ripple want to relock up so much until 2027 or 2020, December of 27, I believe it is. Is it 27 or 28? I always forget. But that's why. If they can make $30 million a month, $40 million a month free and clear, and just relock up the same stuff, and that's not even counting the other 400 million that they put back into the market if you do it like that. Now, it's usually about 800 million they relock back up, so you're going to be over 40 million, but you understand what I'm saying. So here, you can share it here at strutrugali@gmail.com. Yeah, no, yeah. I know this is for XLM. I got you, Kat. Absolutely, Sean, and that's just what I'm trying to show everybody. And Kawabunga, just share that in my email. I'll go right to it. I would show you the Telegram too, but then we gotta go through another step. Welcoming Sean Crothers, my main man from Maine, and thanks for being a very trusted mod. You've been here ever since the beginning. Sean's most famous for giving us that turbo call last year. And for me personally, he ended up turning 1,500 into over 10 grand. And it was insane. And I could have wrote it longer, but it was one of the most insane things I've seen in that time period until XRP Healthcare did what it did. But that was an insane freaking run. Unbelievable. And I would say that's what he's most famously known for. Not that there's not a lot of other things, but he helped this community last year in a bittersweet bear market while we were waiting for XRP to 10x, which it did. Sean led us to the promised land. Between that and AMP last year, it changed our fortunes. We had an AMP trade, and then 24 hours later, it went up 400 and something % within 24 hours. And that saved us in the bear market. Between Turbo and AMP last year, we made hella dough when we were waiting. Let's see. Oh, it was so fun. But anyhow, Cat, what I would say for XLM, death cross in the 4 hourly. You got the confirmation by the 100 or the 50 cross in the 200. You're about to get that final signal or the overall verification when the 100 crosses the 200 that we're going to come down another step. The daily's about to put in a death cross. I believe it's unavoidable. So I think the best opportunity would be looking at this, in my humble opinion, and we're all entitled to our own opinion. But as I said yesterday, and I said Friday, especially Friday, a bunch of people are like, Tom, I got all this money on the sideline. Where do I put it? I said, keep it in your pocket. Unless you're a swing trader, if you're looking for a long-term, I'm not looking to swing trade right now. I did a swing trade with MXC, did a swing trade with ZBCN, and I am set for a few months. I don't need to do dick. I made 17 grand in the last week and a half off of those two trades. And honestly, I don't need to do anything right now. I can wait for it to do what it needs to do. Got 28,000 liquid now because I sent the rest, well, not all of it, but the majority now is over on BITUNIX. I'm trying to be more transparent to show you how much I trust BITUNIX. The fact that I would hold this much money in it should tell you. And the way that I have it broken down so that you can be like, oh, well, I have 96.45% in spot. Notice when I have it in spot, though, I have 22,236 locked up in USDC, 5,496 in USDT in case I see some kind of a deal. So right now I got about 5,500 I'm looking to put into play if something were to pop up. And then in the futures, you see if I even consider it, which I probably won't. I have a very small amount considerably compared to my, so 3.5% of my portfolio is technically in the futures, which I don't even plan on using it, but I always put a small dedicated allowance just in case. So that's how I have it set up. But as far as this goes, Kat, I would say, and I know I have to do the intro and I will, I just don't want to forget to get to this point. I know it's a long way sometimes for me to get to where I'm going, but there's a reason why. So Kat, I would look at it like this. Start of the formation, we were early. Now, all of a sudden, when you look at this again, I would say, honestly, that could be the start of something. But more realistically, it's probably here because this was probably the fake down, or not the fake down, but that was probably the confirmation that this was an invalidated inverse head and shoulders, which means now you have to reset. So down to here for a left shoulder, down to here for a head, artificial breakout, back test down to here would give you that appropriate back test in the left head shoulder somewhere around here, maybe a bounce down like this. So I'm looking for that completion to try to give us that follow through is what I'm looking for. And I think it can still do it. It's just we're early. So I think we're looking to have that back test. But you're absolutely right. And your understanding, let me go back to your chart. Your understanding of we're back testing this very hardcore right now. And as you can see it on Kat's chart, it's in the exact same area we're talking about. She's even got it down to 1990 if you go down to the back side of that. We have the exact same chart. It's just the way mine looks is it's emphasized a little different because what time frame are you in? The weekly, that's the only difference. That's why it looks so different. I mean, it doesn't even look different, but the way it's perceived, if you take it from, if you take it from the daily to the weekly on mine, you know, you start to look at it slightly different, but she's come all the way from the top too, which is how you're supposed to do it. Whoops. Let me show you this. But this is the top wick. It's going to be the same thing, but that's just the way that I did it. But that's why hers is coming through. But you can see it. It slightly pulls it, but either way, it's in the exact same spot. The point is we're talking about the exact same spot, exact same area. So I think this is what needs to happen. It's just a matter of, are we going to stay at this back test somewhere around here where it keeps us over that 20-cent mark, or are we going to find ourselves down near that 18, 19-cent mark, which would still be very, very far. It'd be formidable. It would be very formidable if we stayed in that area for XLM. Very much so. So I like it. I like it a lot. And she used the wick from the high, came through perfectly. It's nice. That's a nice chart. That's a nice chart. So the only thing that like I said, the only thing that I would change here, and this isn't a criticism, Kat, this is just like, hey, I'm trying to forward teach you at the moment. I think we're not in a fourth wave. I think you get rid of this. You have it correct, except I think this should be a one up here, right? First wave, second wave. So I think this is up one, down two. That's the only thing I would change, which is good because this creates a little more abundance, because now understanding we would still have a third, fourth, and fifth wave. It's going to be huge if it does what it needs to do. Think about XLM only on the second corrective, and maybe it's finally getting into the third breakout wave. Think about that. Whew. I appreciate that, Kat. Gives us a lot to talk about and a lot to think about, to be honest with you. Christopher, thank you so much for the chart as well. So let's see what Christopher has for XRP. So he's got the breakdown. He's looking at the uptrend. So you've got it within the similar fundamentals too. It would come down to that $1.50 if it breaks that uptrend. If you look at the way you have it set up, it's almost identical. And I like it. See, when we have confluency, it's nice. It's almost identical to this setup. You've got it based within, and then you've got the lower drop point heading near that FVG at $1.50. You've also got that uptrend that we're trying to hang on to. It's right around $2.12. If we look at yours, you've got that uptrend being exactly. You've got the exact same area that I'm looking at. We broke down out of that little bit of a descending triangle consolidation or wedge, whatever people want to call it. I mean, I don't like to 100% tell somebody what to call something, but looks pretty similar. That looks on the money. It's exactly what I'm looking at. And if that uptrend breaks down, it could be a nightmare, because then the next biggest support in the area is the bottom of the pattern. It's very close. It's very close. Now, whether or not you think we're in wave 4 or not, I've got it. I've looked at this both ways as well when it comes to the 4 waves. But first, good morning. 10:14 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, June 1st, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I've looked at it in both regards, but I actually changed my opinion. I don't think we're in a 4th wave. I was looking at it at a 4th wave, but I personally believe that was one big first wave up. It's the only thing that makes sense. The second corrective wave makes more sense if it's only a second wave. instead of up 1 for a small down 2, up for a small up 3. So I think I changed my own opinion here, and I also think, you see how I show an A, B, C, D, E? That's also supposed to be 5 wave, but I didn't want it to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I think, honestly, the more I looked at this, I think we're in an up for 1, down for 2, and right now, we're technically still in the 3rd wave, an all-time 3rd wave if we're looking at this. So there's different ways I started looking at this, kind of the contrarian view to what everybody else would be looking at, and it makes a lot of sense. I think it makes a lot of sense. And then the funny thing is, once I started talking, and some of you sent me it, once I started talking about the possibility a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago about it only being on a 2nd wave, being completed all time, or in the micro and macro could just be pushing onto a 3rd wave, all of a sudden you started to see all these reports coming out that we were in fact only finished with the 2nd wave in the wick-off accumulation. So I know some people are watching our program. What the hell happened? When I started here, how many fucking people subscribed to us during this live? When I started the live, it said 41,700 plus people. You guys are killing me in a good way. We've had like 100 people subscribe during this live. I'm not even kidding. That is unbelievable. It was at 41,749 when I started. Now it's at 41,909. How is that even possible? People are coming and going. There's 131 people in here, but I don't think it's all from the live. That means from yesterday when I was at, wow, there's been that many people that have subscribed from yesterday. That is unbelievable. I noticed one of the videos had like 4,000 views yesterday, so that probably helped. Holy moly. This community is getting more popular by the day. That's crazy. But anyhow, so I mean, that's one of the ways that I'm looking at it. No. I'm saying wave 3 myself. I don't think it's wave 4. I think we just are in a 2nd completed wave if it's completed. But I don't think we're done yet. Because look, my understanding of what I'm seeing, I can't change it, okay? So my understanding is telling me, Tom, you're early and you know it. That's why you've liquidated, except I'm not selling XRP and XRP healthcare and things like that. It's crazy. It's because you have wisdom. I believe it. I believe that people trust me, but they also are trusting their portfolio. I think what ended up setting us apart now, because this has been I've never had a month. I've had 5,000 subscribers that happened in the month of May, but I started to think about it. What else happened in the month of May in a bearish crypto market? I've got new people that are fans of ZBCN and MXC, or people that don't even care, and they're like, holy shit, this guy just gave us a 6x on 2 different tokens in the same week that nobody talks about. I'm going to subscribe to the channel, and that's what happened. Has nothing to do with XRP this month, for the most part. It has to do with those calls, and I know it. When you can make $17,000 off of $3,000, and anybody else does it with you, I mean, that's what ends up happening. I'm not a fool. But I don't care how it happens. I just know these people can be around now in the future. But this is what I see, so I can't hide it. Left shoulder, head, which means just by trading bot confluency and having the similar formations. Remember, I'm an analytical person. I see patterns, which means it has to go boom, boom. We're waiting for the 3rd tap. Now, the problem for me is that head is not at $1.50. So do I believe that we can hold this without going to $1.50? That, in fact, is what I don't know. I don't know. I would like to think so, but that $1.50 is the fair value gap. No. Are we close to buying data? I don't think so. In fact, I feel more comfortable saying that because of how we broke up and then we start to come down. You know, and that added push up yesterday, I think, could have possibly been what breaks us farther into where we were thinking. I just don't have confirmation to buy it yet. If I'm going on a limb like this, I drew out an inverse head and shoulders for data. I drew something I thought made sense. Now it's got to prove to me that it's going to go the other way. And we could be close because technically, and it's like I said the other day, that 129 technically could have been the signal. It's just I was trying to build this in a fashion where it made sense to me for what it was doing. And that's what made sense. I could be wrong, though, and I've been wrong before because I overanalyze. But I think that would look so damn stellar if it does something like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not that we're early. You could definitely be right on time. It's just I haven't seen what I want to see for that utmost confluency. Defined Group, thank you for not only being part of Tom's Run for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor, along with Keith Morgan. Keith Morgan said, your subscriber count is going to go parabolic, and it's all because of you. Love it. I appreciate that. I do. And look at all the new names we're seeing in here, too. It's unbelievable. I love it. Florida attorney says, please smash the like button harder than I smashed your girlfriend last night. Thanks. I love it. And he's an attorney, so, you know, he can get himself out of some sticky situations. But the Fine Group said, it's Tom, it's your flow. You have done a great job being more interactive. Keep it up, buddy. Can't wait for you to get your 100,000 subscription plaque. I thought it was going to take until I was like 46 to get that plaque. But having a 5,000 subscriber month definitely cuts down on that time. Maybe I'll be younger. But I definitely, there's definitely something that's increased. It's changed. The whole flow's changed. But it's because of everybody else. It ain't just because of me. It's because of this audience. No Mercy says, can you please chart X or H bar? I do chart H bar religiously, and I can show it. Man, we've gone through a lot this morning. And I know this live's going to end quicker than I want because I have to go to church. I have to be there at 11. So this live's going to have to end like 10:35, which is only 13 to 15 minutes away. And we still have to look to see if there's any news on the escrow. So H bar, I warned everybody about that rising wedge. And I had sold out H bar up towards the top of the formation. When we got rejected in this part of the formation, I haven't been in H bar in several months, as most of you know. And I said I was going to wait until it came back down here, right around that 12 cent mark. 12 to 13 cents is where I think it's going. And that looks like a bear flag. Looks like we got the confirmation out of the rising wedge and the short-term micro movement. And it just, at all ends were meeting in the similar kind of movement. So, you know, so I think we're still waiting. We're still in a, we're kind of like in a holding spot right now for... Yeah, we're in limbo for H bar is the best way to put it, like Julie said. We're just in limbo. Because we've got a lot of bear flags. Whether we want to admit it or not, this market had a very big top. XRP at 265, Bitcoin around 111K. It had a rising wedge that formed too in most of these charts. Even though we have inverse head and shoulders in the macro starting to set up, we also in the very micro time frames had these rising wedges, which I warned everybody, these are bearish reversals. Even if they keep going up, it's still a bearish reversal. I showed it on MXC in real time. I don't know if I took it off now because it broke down. Yeah. Because in real time, MXC had started a rising wedge at the top. And I said, guys, for me, for the love of God, take profit. And yeah, it came back up after the initial understanding that we were building a rising wedge. And I'll do it in a jank way just so you can see. But we were building this rising wedge, and I said, these are typical bearish reversals. We don't know when, how, or what the time that it's going to break down, but they break down. Once it broke outside of what looked like a rising wedge, and you could tighten this up more, it came down a lot. Just from this area right here. I mean, you could see even from the top, it had come down 63%. And I said, for the love of frickin' Christ, take profit. If not for you, for me. I gave you this call at 000 with 3064. It was at 006. That was 10x. And some people are telling me I'm holding it on for the long term. Are you out of your fucking mind? You're allowed to hold it for the long term, but I'm teaching you basic fundamentals. When you're up 6, 7, 8, 3, 5, 10x, take 1x. In this case, you should have been taking 2 or 3. But at the minimum, you need to take 1x. If you were to, you can diversify that 1x. You're taking profit. That doesn't mean you have to take it off the exchange. But for example, and I'm just going to teach you something I did. So you took $3,500 and you bought $3,500 worth of, let's just say, ZBCN. And we had the call. I had it listed where I was going to buy it at 0014. ZBCN proceeded after we bought it, and very quickly after, mind you, we'll do it from 0149. We ended up, and I sold it at 250%. So right away, $3,500 back to my pocket, right? Well, I took 3,500 immediately and put it into MXC when it hit our target at 0.00064 days later. And then I ended up buying a little bit more when it dropped to get up to 4 million tokens. I think it was right at, that's how we got up to that 3,500 or somewhere around there. So now you've got all of the money from here because it was a 250% move. So that means I had 10,500 from the initial 3,500, right? Because you made 7,000 plus, that's only 200%. So, you know, 12 grand if you want to be real, plus 8,000, 9,000 in profit. 3,500 went into MXC, and what did MXC do? Proceeded to go up, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10x? Get some big profit from there, more than this. But now, even if you just take the basic return, you've got your buy-ins back, which is $7,000 total. You can take those $7,000 now and put it somewhere else, or you can pay yourself back. What I did was I took $12,000 off the exchanges. Ended up being $15,000 total by the end of it. And then I started moving some funds around. And then what ended up happening, that ZBAC move that I took all the money off of and kept 3,500 for MXC, MXC ends up making the move. So now I'm sitting there in double grace land. So it's just like, I would take the profit, even if you're taking 1x. On 250%, you take 1x. And then if you stayed in it, because you only took 1x, so you only need to take 35% or 3,500. So you still got about $7,000 worth of a position. Then it proceeded to go up even more. So after you cashed out, let's say you're up 250, even right now, it had gone up another 40%. Even though it came down 25 more percent and you're only up 16 from there, you've already taken profit. So it's 16% up on the profit you have. You've already paid yourself back. No, even if this went to zero, you can't lose money. You see what happens here? So now because of good fundamentals, you're up 7 grand because you paid yourself back, but you've still got a position if you wanted it right now with over $7,000 left. Remember, your initial buying was only 3,500 here, but you still got 7,000 worth of a position. And MXC, remember, if your initial buying was 3,500, you've still got, in MXC's case, even if you took 1x, you've got hella money left right now. MXC, you're still up from our 006 and some change here. That's even from 0078. You're still up 330%. So you're talking about, you've got about 9,000. So you got 16,000 left in these positions, but you've already taken 7 for yourself, which means you're at about 23,000 in totality if you did this right, based on certain fundamentals, because you've got to understand some of that profit would have been took from the top, not just from here. It would have been took on the big rise up. So, I mean, that's what I mean. It's all about it. It's all about it. You gotta have that basic understanding. You gotta pay yourself back. That was my biggest downfall back in the day. Oh my God, we're up 800%. I'm not selling shit because it's gonna go up 30% or 30x. Hello. If I start with $3,500 and it's up to 24 grand, you better believe I'm taking like 8 or 10. And if I want to keep going up, God bless you. I might even just sell 95% of it like I do. Because I know once it hits that big top, you know, there's that exhaustion phase and then it starts coming down because I know the gaps. We talked about it. Okay, it went up, but we never hit the gap. I think there's a very large gap sitting down here again for MXC. And I think it's pretty obvious once we come back down here. We're up and down, up and down. We've never come back near that 2-2 section. So I think it's pretty obvious we have to come back down there, but you know, it might not. So, Josie Wales, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. And also being in Tom's Army for well over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad said, in Tom we trust. Well, Tom trusts this community, so I can speak freely. So I just say what's going on. But right now we're going to see, can we break free? I would like to think we can break free here instead of breaking down. But we're going to have to do some work. I want us to hold here because if you look at this, we're technically back testing exactly where we need to. But before I leave, because I really have to go now, we're pushing it because I have to leave within the next 15 minutes. So we need to see if there's any news of the Ripple escrow. Does anybody have news out of curiosity? Because I haven't seen anything. Let me go on X. Let's see. That's April. 10 hours ago. XRP news says the XRP supply is released, blah, blah, blah. Ripple uses that, blah, blah, blah. On average, they return to we already know about all of this. But I want to know what the hell they did this time. Now, I'm not seeing nothing about any concrete news. Pure confidence. Yes, I love confidence. See, they changed it from confidence to confidence, Julie. When I said everything sounds better with Tom. Confidence. Get some. Join Tom's army. You can get that confidence.
Does sound better with
I told you. Even if I started a church. Tom's church. Cooking with Tom.
Gardening.
Gardening with Tom. Yep. Tom's garden. Yep. I love it. Somebody's birthday. Where is this at?
Happy birthday.
Did I see somebody said birthday? Where's Pump? I see people saying happy birthday to Pump Master Flash. Did he say it was his birthday in here? I must have missed it. Oh, he did right there. Happy birthday, Pump Master Flash. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Pump Master Flash. Happy birthday to you. I love it. We've had a few birthdays. Let's see if we can find I wonder if it'll be like, oh, if he shows a happy birthday thing on YouTube. Let's see if there's a happy birthday song. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see what these fine stellar community here did. Nah, that's okay. That sounds like hideous. 700,000 subscribers. Should we do the birthday song for kids? Here, we'll do the Coco Melon one that T likes, Julie. This is what my son likes. We'll do the Coco Melon happy birthday for you.
Coco Melon!
This is my son's favorite idea. But my gift to you before I leave, if you're a fan of the show, I think you know what time it is. And for the birthday, we're going to have to sing this. I'm going to try to be back tonight, but Michaela's graduating at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if I do come on, it's going to have to be on, probably around 9, which is possible. So ladies and gentlemen, I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? And a special presentation today for Pump Master Flash birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not forget the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we won't and we did and we will and we may and we won't and we will and we did and we will and we won't and we can and we may and we will and we won't. Oh yeah. Stay true. Stay blessed. Happy birthday, Pump Master Flash. Stomp on Bitcoin for a gift. Even here, the son will smoke a stogie for you too. There. Well, that doesn't look like a stogie. Here, he's holding a stogie. How about that? Now he just looks like he's taking a piss. Whoops. Well, the sun's taking a piss for you this morning. All right? He's giving you a happy dance. Because now it just looks like he's holding on to his wiener. You never know what the sun's going to do. Happy birthday. Like Julie said, happy birthday to you. We're wishing for the alts. Here, we're going to put a halo over him. There we go.
He's innocent. He swears.
I suppose you could say Bitcoin down here. So what's the sun doing this morning? He's got a serious case of the Bitcoin shits. See? Ah, that was hard to get out of there. Happy birthday to you. We're taking dumps on Bitcoin. See, Julie? Look. Doesn't it look like he's taking a dump on Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. All right, with that, I got to go to church. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Say a special prayer for our friend Pumpmaster Flash for his birthday. He didn't say how old he was, but let's see his picture. He looks like he's... I'm kind of old, but he looks a lot less gray than I do. Well, I don't look as gray because, you know, my shampoo's black. So, my shampoo makes me look less gray. Julie found it. All natural shampoo that's got some kind of black darkener. I just assume it's got like squid ink in it or something. But it's got something that turns it black. 49? Really? You look fucking fantastic.
Thomas is
In 7 years, I hope I look exactly that good. Look at that. That's a fine-looking human being at 49. I told you, we got a beautiful-looking audience, Julie. But I hope you enjoy your day, my friend. And then I'll try to come back tonight. Oh, Julie, what's that shampoo called? I have it over here. Oh, I'm very proud of it. What's this? I'm very proud of it. It's this stuff. It is called... You got to find the right one, though, because you got to find the one without all the bullshit in it. But I'll show you the picture of it so you can find it. You got to find the one that's the Herbalist. This comes from the Herbalist. But it's called Black... what the hell is this? Black Color Shampoo. But you got to find the one who's the Herbalist. It's like the Herb Shield or whatever. But it works fucking phenomenal. It will dye your walls, FYI. Tom's Poo, yeah, see? I like it. So if you want hair as black as mine, you just gotta find the squid ink. But no, have a good one, everybody. Love you all, I really do. I just gotta go.